Welcome to the 2017 Logix Awards. Thank you for taking your valuable time to attend and learn about these fantastic projects that we're going to be recognizing today. First of all, this presentation is sponsored by ICF ProLink, and ICF ProLink is a database that actually matches incoming ICF leads, customers, and homeowners with ICF experienced installers, architects, designers, and engineers. So it's a great service for homeowners and building owners to find the ICF professionals to do the work, and it's a great source of business for ICF professionals. So do check out ICFProLink.com when you do have a chance. To the awards, we've got 4 categories today that we're going to be awarding, recognizing projects in. We have small residential, which are homes 3,000 square feet and under. We've got large residential, mid-rise and multifamily is a 3rd category, and of course, commercial buildings is the 4th category. In all 4 categories, a winner and a first runner-up will be recognized in each category, so a total of 8 projects. All winners and runner-ups will receive a Logix Awards plaque, which will be forthcoming and delivered to them, and the use of a commemorative email footer that they can use to indicate that they are a Logix Awards winner. In addition, the outright winners, 4 winners will get $1,000 each of promotional support from Logix to promote their ICF business. So let's get started. And I first wanted to say that we have lots of projects submitted this year. And for those of you who are watching and don't see your project mentioned, because we can only mention 8, thank you for submitting your project. And all projects that are not award winners and this year will automatically be rolled over into next year's contest. So you'll have another opportunity to compete in the Logix Awards, and thank you for taking the time to make your submission. The first category is small residential. It's one of my favorite categories. It's my favorite category, pretty much, because with these smaller homes, there's just so much cleverness and efficiency that goes into the planning and detailing of these lovely little small homes. So our first category, the first project we're going to recognize is the first runner-up, and the first runner-up is the Basha Kills Acres Hodas home. The homeowner is Troy Hodas. The Logix distributor is Seacamp Lumber, and Logix territory manager Winpack. This home is a 2,034 square foot home, 2 stories plus basement. It's located in Wurtsboro, New York. Troy Hodas, the owner and builder of the home, is a professional HERS rater and a certified passive home consultant. So Mr. Hodas really knew what he was looking for when he started building this home. This home is constructed with Logix Platinum Series forms with Logix DRV panels for an R36R value. And this is, if you see in the bottom of the top right, you'll see Logix Platinum, and that's made with an enhanced EPS. It's actually made with graphite polystyrene, which provides an R28 wall assembly R value, as opposed to the regular Logix Pro, which provides an R25 R value. But then Troy inserted the Logix DRV panels as well, and the Logix DRV panels provide a supplemental R8, giving the wall system of R36, which is just getting into some fantastic thermal performance. Here we also see the house in progress, and you can also see Mr. Hodas making use of the Logix Pro Buck for the window openings, once again to enhance the thermal performance of the building and to eliminate thermal breaks at the window and door openings. You can see here the home taking shape. This was a self-built home. Troy and his friends built this home largely themselves. They had some classic things happen. Here, midway through the build, of course, a baby kit was on the way, which was fantastic, but certainly provided a little distraction and excitement to the building process. But they persevered and moved along, and you can actually see that this home is features a very simple rectangular design so as to reduce the heating and cooling loads and the heat loss. You can see the floor systems spanning wall to wall for open concept and allowing for an open concept design. The roof features a raised heel truss. You've got R20 under slab. You've got R70 in the roof, triple pane windows. So this is just an extremely thermal efficient building envelope. Here's another picture of the project, and of course the setting is just beautiful. This home has a HERS rating of 30 without solar, which means it's 70% more energy efficient than your code-built home. So it's absolutely fantastic. And it's a HERS rating of 3, which puts it in the top 3% of energy efficiency homes with solar. And there you can see the solar that this home has got, the PV panels. They'll eventually tie in solar thermal water heat that'll tie into the radiant floor heating, and that'll happen. This home is in the country. It's in New York. This winter, an interesting story Troy sent over on a very cold day in February. It was 28 degrees Fahrenheit. The power went out, and not for the first time this year, but power went out. Troy actually noticed that the temperature inside the home was 69.8 degrees. 5 hours later, when the power resumed, the home was still was at 69.4 degrees. So it hardly moved. So it really showed the thermal performance and the thermal mass properties of the contract of the thermal mass properties of the ICF walls. This home was constructed for roughly a very reasonable $126 per square foot. And that actual experience that the Hodas family had with the power outage occurring and the temperature of the house not moving in very cold conditions actually mirrors one of the findings of a very important thermal performance test that the ICF industry conducted. And you can see a picture of it there. And if you want to see more, get more information on this, you can visit the Logix blog on logixicf.com. On the March 28th, we had a blog post about this where you can download this whole report. But essentially, in this thermal performance test, what they did is they compared a wood frame wall to a Logix, an ICF wall. And they subjected both these wall assemblies to rather like 70 degrees Fahrenheit on one side and minus 35 degrees Fahrenheit on the other side. So a difference of 100 degrees Fahrenheit. And the findings, and here's where you can see the thermal mass effect findings. The wood frame wall, which is this line here, almost immediately, almost the minute the cold was introduced to the cold side of the wall, you can see the heat that's leaving the wall cavity and leaving the wall, because heat travels to cold, and going to the outside of the home. And this is the power that's turning on inside the home, inside what would be the warm side or the inside of the home, to compensate for the energy leaving through the wall. And you can see almost at virtually T equals 0, energy starting to leave the wall, the wood frame homes. Conversely, the ICF home, when when put in the same conditions, you can see just under 50 hours here, 48 hours, there was actually no power being introduced to the home for the first 48 hours. And that just shows the thermal mass properties. So there were a lot of other really interesting things about this study, but if you want to learn more, you can see that. Anyways, we want to congratulate the Troy Hodas for being first runner-up, small residential. Next category, or next project, our small residential outright winner. And the winner is Sue Verdi, the proud green home of Kentucky. This was built by Uber Green Spaces and Homes, and overseen by Travis Kittrell, Logix Territory Manager. This home is located in Louisville, Kentucky. It's actually located in Norton Commons, which is a new urbanism community, which is known to be very socially restorative community, promoting health, wellness, and healthy spaces. In fact, this community has its own geothermal system that all the homes participate in. This lot was picked specifically to be for the long side of the home to be facing the south for proper heat loss and gain. And the developer, Sai Safi, who owns Uber Green Spaces, you'll see that there was he exquisitely detailed this home, not only in the finishes that you can see, but also in other aspects of it as well. Here's the project just starting, and first thing that's unusual is that you can see that Sai actually had his footings fully insulated with these foam, custom foam molds, and this is really rare. You don't see this too often. So actually, Sai went to the point of insulating his footings, and then you can see a complete sort of picture of that. And then they poured concrete in there, and then that, of course, shows you the insulated footings. There's Sai explaining how this worked on TV. This home got a lot of promotion online and in print exposure. And then Sai is showing there how the footings, the insulated footings, integrated with the insulated Logix wall so as to be a complete thermal break. Sai approached this home that he wanted all sides of the home to be significant and efficient thermal breaks. He insulated the footers. He insulated the under slab with 6 inches of foam. The flat roof is insulated with 6 inches of foam. Augmented in other areas that weren't flat, those were insulated with 22 inches of open cell foam. So the roof is actually R85. The exterior walls, which you're starting to see here, were furred out to be beyond the typical Logix R25. They were furred out to hit R40. You can see that Sai also used, as did Troy previously in the previous project, also used the Logix Pro Buck to eliminate thermal breaks through the wall at the openings. Here you can see the house taking shape. Sai also specified triple pane windows, European triple pane windows for this home. This home tested at a sparkling 0.6 air changes per hour. This home was a demonstration house in the local Homerama. It's LEED B4 Platinum certified. It's NHB April certified, Emerald certified, DOE Net Zero, Passive Home certified, and met the Living Building Challenge. Here are some pictures of the wonderful finishing and of the outside. And so we're going to congratulate Sue Verity, the proud Green Home Kentucky, as a winner, small residential. I just also want to point out that a lot of the features that you've seen in these first couple of homes in terms of adding thermal performance to the already very efficient Logix building envelope, here's an infographic that's available on logixicf.com, and offers a great guideline for all the things you can do in addition to the Logix walls to add performance to your Logix home. We have these infographics for adding thermal performance, which is the one you're seeing here. We also have a series of infographics for enhancing disaster resilience. So visit logixicf.com if you want to look at those and download those infographics. Okay, proceeding to the next category, large residential. Our first runner-up in North America for large residential is Arena Tesoro, built by Carved Stone Creations, Rick Umpierre, Logix Territory Manager. This is an incredibly unusual home, and you can start to see the detailing and just the uniqueness and size and scope of this home. This is a 7,500 square foot dream home in Kokana, Wisconsin. The basement walls, and actually you can see it's not just a house, it's a house connected to a boathouse, that then the boathouse integrally connects into the main house itself. They used, and there you can see the footings for the actual boathouse. What they're just starting in on the footings there. It's another shot. They use 10-inch Logix Pro forms for the basement walls and 6-inch Logix forms for above grade. So that 4-inch differential created a ledge for the main floor system that they hung bared on that ledge. This home features 12-foot high main floor walls, including a flying gable. You can see the brick ledge being used on the outside there to support a lot of the stone finishes that are going to eventually be on the home. You can see them proceeding here, and they're on the boathouse. They're laying the precast floor system bearing on the Logix walls for the boathouse. And of course, that lake, that's their own lake that they have, which is fantastic. There are many unusual angles to this home. They have an indoor pool. You can build your indoor pool with Logix and your pools with ICF, but they did not. They chose to just form it regularly. Probably the most difficult aspect of this home was the boathouse. Jets 45 degrees out from the home. The footings to the boathouse were 7 feet below water level. The main house footings are 2 feet below water level. It's a 5-foot differential. Very challenging to connect all of that up. And there you can see everyone's moving the process over the flying gable and over the arched windows. This home was actually built by the homeowner who took a Logix training course. Lots of homes can be built by Logix. Most are built by professional builders. Some are built by homeowners. Very few are of this size and scope are undertaken by a homeowner for their first home. So it's an incredible achievement. This home is heated with 4 ground source heat pumps. The monthly heating budget is estimated to be $300 a month, including heating the water of the indoor pool. And of course, it's all about the detailing here. The owner owns carved stone creations, and now you're going to see the carved stone. So you see all of this incredible detailing. There's oval windows, there's arched windows, there's so many stone accents throughout. This is just an exquisitely detailed home. This is some of the work outside, and there is inside some of the beautiful finishing that you just see so rarely. Oh, look at that. So we want to congratulate again Irina Tesoro, Lars Residential, first runner-up. Okay, so there's an aerial view, a drone view of the back of the home, showing some of the landscaping and the presentation of the home. It's absolutely fantastic. Okay, on to the winner. The large residential winner, and you say, how do you top a home like that? The winner in the large residential category is the Shelving Rock Home. The Shelving Rock Home is constructed by Half Moon Construction. The Logix distributor is Curtis Lumber, and the Logix territory manager is in Win Peck. This home is located in upstate New York. We actually have the builder of the home with us. Andy, are you with us?
Yes, I am, Andy.
Okay, I'd like to introduce everyone to Andy Ellis, and Andy is going to just take us through some of the elements of this home from his perspective. I will say first off that not only has Shelving Rock won Best Large Residential Home for Logix in the Logix Awards back in January in Las Vegas, this home was also recognized as the large residential winner for the ICF Builder Awards, which are industry-wide awards. So a fantastic honor. So Andy, take us through.
Thank you, Andy. The house was 3,480 square foot, and we had a bonus room above the garage of approximately 800 square feet. The house represents 2 different design doctrines. One is net zero, and the other is universal design. And you can see here in this picture, there's nothing rectangular about this house at all. We had 30 corners total. 16 of them were 45-degree angles. Here you can see we had continuous Logix ICF to the roof line, and we spanned our floor joists, hung them on the inside. This was a winter build. We started in December 4th with our excavation, and every one of our ICF pours was in the middle of the winter. One of our pours was about 15 degrees, and the next day, the concrete, we did a thermal imaging test, and it was still 72 degrees. So it was great. Blocked the insulation value. You can see that's our main floor. It was a ranch. We had 178 trusses on this house, a very complicated roof line. And we had, to the right of that picture, it was an in-law suite. So we had 3 generations living in this house. And a lot of custom design. We had a big span across the back deck there on the right-hand side, about 30 foot wide, roof line. With a clear view of their backyard. You can see the 3 little green pods in the back. That was a really cool septic system we put in. It was a Norrico clean discharge system. Reduced the about 30% to our leach field. And we did a geothermal ground source, horizontal. There were 5 loops, 2-ton system, and there were 75-foot loops, and estimated about $559 a year for the cooling, and about $139 a year for the heating. About a savings of $4,300 over propane. In the basement here, you can see we did the heat sheet. The R10 heat sheet with radiant tubing in it, and we also did that in the garage. There's our geothermal system. One of the benefits of having a Aztec Geothermal did this for us, and we had a 2-tank de-superheater hot water system. So basically, the ground source geo provides the domestic hot water system for free. We got a 0.3 air exchanges an hour with our blower door test. We had a HERS rating of 33 without any PV on the house. We used ProBuck on the entire house. All the doors and windows had the ProBuck, and you can see there's our thermal imaging, and there was no air leakage around the windows, no energy loss. And our kitchen had part of the universal design. We had a sliding drawer microwave. Everything in the house was designed to be aging in place. The doors were 36 inches wide. Many of them were pocket doors. We had 4-foot wide hallways. We had door handles, not door knobs, and no steps in our showers. The house was also in our Capital Region Builders and Remodelers Association Parade of Homes, and we won several awards for that, for energy efficiency and product innovation use.
Well, thank you very much. Well, thank you very much, Andy, for taking us through, and congratulations for this wonderful achievement in construction and design. Congratulations to Andy Ellis, winner, large residential, Logix ICF Awards. Alrighty, so let's go to the next category, which is mid-rise and multifamily. Our first runner-up in this category is the multiplex in Rimbey. Logix distributor, solid ICF supply. This is in Rimbey, Alberta, is this project, and Logix territory manager, Carlos Cravera. This multiplex was built for Hutterite colony. Hutterites are very colonistic and pacifist people in Canada, where this project is. Hutterites mostly are located in Western Canada. This project is 26,000 square feet of Logix wall to build this facility, which is 19,400 square feet of footprint. It's actually a 7-unit multifamily building, and it's a little different because of the way the Hutterites live and work in their actual community. This is them getting started on the project. Basically what happens is Hutterite colonies grow. They create daughter colonies as they tend to want to keep their colonies at 10 to 20 families per colony, and it keep 80 to 100 to 120 people in the colony. So this colony was a previous Logix customer. They were splitting into creating a daughter colony. So they bought new land and needed new facilities. So this will be the centerpiece of the living accommodation. We have here 7 units. Each unit is large. Each unit is 52 feet by 52 feet and 2 floors. So each unit really is about 5,400 square feet of living space. Each unit will have about 5 to 6 bedrooms. No kitchen in the units, as all the dining is done in common areas on the colony. And there you can see the floor system being set in. It was really rather perhaps even over-designed in the rebar. It was a significant rebar cage pattern that the builders had to deal with. 15M or number 5 bar, 16-inch on a 16-inch by 16-inch pattern, which is heavy for a 6-inch core concrete core wall. There was radiant floor in the slab. You can see the floor joist of the main floor here. Logix Platinum series. You can see the gray foam was selected for that. Once again, the superior R28R value. Hutterites build their homes with a very long-term perspective. They have a view of 100 to 200 years, and that's how they designed and built this home. They're putting the roof system on, largely self-built by the colony, with a lot of help by our Logix people, a Logix dealer in the area. There's the concrete pour. Some other shops. We're very much hoping that this project will position Logix for future Hutterite business in Alberta, which is substantial. There are many such colonies in Alberta, the province of Alberta, and there's a gorgeous shot of this project. So once again, congratulations, Solid ICF and Matt Cray for the multiplex at Rimbey. On to the winner, mid-rise multifamily. The winner is Oxbow at Tuxedo Point, built by HP Builders and overseen by Logix Territory Manager Conrad Hopner. This project is located in Winnipeg, Manitoba, and is actually part of an ICF mid-rise phenomena. This is one city in Canada. It's a medium-sized city in the province of Ontario, and this is a 1 square mile where we have 40 mid-rise buildings from 3 stories to 25 stories being constructed with ICFs. It's happened, and this is 40 of about 100 or plus buildings in the greater city that of this type that have been built with ICF, and this is now starting to spread across Canada and through much of the United States. ICF is just a wonderful way to build mid-rise building, and it's becoming more and more popular all the time. Today we have with us Harv Schellenberg of HP Builders. Harv, are you there?
Hi, Andy. Yes, I'm here.
Harv, take us through this project.
Okay, great. Thanks, Andy. This project is approximately 181,000 square feet plus an underground parkade. The underground parkade used the 10-inch core Logix, and the 5 floors above, 5 levels above, used the 6.25-inch core. We use the Logix Pro, and in this project there was CMU was used for the load-bearing demising walls, for the corridor walls, and an ICF on the exterior. The parquet floor is a poured slab, and the above-grade floors were precast. And each floor area was completed in about a 4-week cycle, so alternating sides. So we would start on the one side with our forms, and once we completed this half of the building, the hollow core floor was flown on, while the other side was completed with ICF and CMU. And so we we once you get a little taller on the building, it gets a little tougher to go down to the lunch trailer. And this also was a winter build, and so it's a little cold in Winnipeg, and so the boys built a temporary ICF shack, and that's what you see flying through the air there. They actually had a microwave in there, and a little electric heater, and a coffee maker, as well as benches and shelves for taking their breaks. Some of the things that we wanted to highlight on this project was the ICF versus CMU. On any floor, the CMU is installed by a 10-man crew, and like I said, we did most of the build in winter, and so the CMU needed to be hoarded and structured in and heated, whereas we were with an 8-man crew, and no hoarding was necessary. We also do wood framing, and on this project we actually did a project right beside it, and so we had a crew of 14 to 20 men on a wood frame building right beside a 5-story ICF building where we had 8 guys, and the progression of schedule was fairly similar. So we had a lot more man hours in our wood structure than we did in our ICF, and as you can see, there's a lot of structural members in wood that's required, and the more wood you put in, the less insulation space is available. And so you can see how that might be a little bit less energy efficient.
Well, thank you very much, Harv.
Yeah.
I want to, and listen, congratulations for the Oxbow at Tuxedo Point. This is our winner, mid-rise and multifamily. Now, we also want to, Harv was also on one of our development or tests of a new product. It's our Logix XP1. It's a one-sided system, brand new. Harv, you were on the site helping us test this out. So just quickly, could you take us through quickly your quick thoughts of what you think of this and where it can apply?
For sure. Over the past number of years, developers have been asking if an ICF can have one side that strips off for locations such as parkades, elevator shafts, and stairways. And Logix came up with the XP1 to address this. And it's a one-sided styrofoam form with a conventional form on the other side. So great for these areas where the finish needs only be concrete face. And so, yes, I was involved in the testing of this. And the test wall that we did was actually 12 feet tall by 14 and 3/4 inches thick. And man, I was a little nervous, but it held up superbly. And I'm really excited about getting to use it. We already have a number of different projects where the developers and designers and owners are excited about putting it to use. So excited about this new product.
Thank you very much, Harvey. Proceeding back to the awards, the most outstanding commercial project, always a very interesting category. So we're recognizing 2 projects today, our first runner-up and our winner. And our first runner-up is Cabela's North Edmonton. Once again, constructed by HP Builders, featuring Harv Schellenberg, supported this time by Beaver Plastics Limited. And Beaver Plastics is the Logix manufacturer that is actually located in Edmonton. This is actually one of 5 Cabela's built with insulated concrete forms in Canada, 4 of those done by Logix. So there's a very interesting story to tell here. And Harv, are you still with us?
I am.
Can you take us through this project?
This is the third Cabela's that we did, and this one was 26,500 square feet of retail facility. The installation took 7 weeks from September to November, and again, which brought us into, right now it looks pretty nice, but it brought us into some winter conditions there as well. And there's not a lot to say about this project because it went so well. We used you can see here, we used the Uniscap alignment system, and it's really a great system with its staging bays, and allows us to just add on as we move up. We poured in 3 different stages, and so we poured at the 10-foot, the 20-foot, and the 30-foot. PCL was the general contractor, and they had never used ICF before, and so they were very impressed with the product and the speed at which we were able to put up the exterior shell. And as you can see, there's a number of embeds in there, large embeds, where the open steel trusses, roof trusses, were welded to, and so we had to install those, which was pretty cool. Also, we used the knockdown system, the Logix knockdown block, when we came into the integral rebar columns required underneath the main trusses or girders, you would say, of the steel roof system. And so the knockdown was really good for us to. It allowed us to tie the horizontal cage in its pretty tight. The rebar was pretty tight together at that point. So we also used a form lock in a vertical application where they had a kind of a control joint every 40 feet vertically in the wall. We used half-inch styrofoam and form lock. So we used the web as one side, flipped the half-inch styrofoam, and then used the form lock on the other side, and just allowed for a great support to the wall there.
Well, congratulations, Harvey. HP Builders is a 2-time winner in the 2017 Logix Awards. That is not done very often. Congratulations for both fabulous builds, and thank you for taking your time to be here on this webcast. We are going now. Thank you, Harv. We're going now to Most Outstanding Commercial Projects, the winner. And the winner is the Amadea Muslim Mosque. This is located in Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. Western Wall Systems is the Logix distributor that oversaw this project. Jeremy Browning, Logix territory manager, that oversaw this project as well. This is a 21,500 square foot place of worship facility. It was a true winter build, November through March. It was a complicated commercial project built in a cold winter, and it was a contractor's first ICF build. So that's a lot of complexity in a build, and that they overcame and did a fantastic job. This project was originally specified actually with another ICF. A contractor bid the job with Logix, and also incorporated the uniscaffold bracing that Harv had talked about in the previous project. Now that contractor actually did not win the bid, but the GC was so impressed with the bracing system combined with the Logix ICF system that they eventually elected to self-perform to do their first ICF installation, and they chose the actual Logix and uniscaffold combination. And there you can see them in winter. There's the uniscaffold creating the tall walls. This job was originally spec'd for R40, but at the end of the day, they felt they didn't need that much R value, so they reduced it to an R33 using 10-inch Logix Pro and the DRV inserts that, if you recall, Troy Hodas used in his the small residential first runner-up. They used that a similar combination. Troy used the Platinum and the DRV for an R36, and in this case they used Pro and DRV for an R33. It was a complicated job. It featured 30-foot, 28-foot, 25-foot tall walls. It had a parapet made with Logix. It had a turret, and to top it off, it had a 12-foot feature mironette built with Logix. There are also many short corners, which present difficulty. They had some integration of 10-inch block with 8-inch block. They had grade beams that were originally formed too narrowly, so that had to be accommodated. Plus, it was so cold that prior to the pour, and usually ICF it just builds swimmingly through cold conditions. This got so cold that they actually had to heat the inside of the forms to warm up the rebar to get the frost off the rebar prior to the pour. So it had a lot going for it, going in with it, this job. There was a lot to overcome, and it just went fantastic. It's built by a highway, so the sound attenuation, the quietness inside the building is going to be key. The Logix was also used for the demising walls between the three primary functional areas of the mosque. So it was interior walls as well as exterior. A very high-profile job, a difficult job done by a first-time contractor in winter. So congratulations to everybody involved. For the Ahmadiyya Muslim Mosque, this is the winning commercial project in 2017 Logix Awards. So that concludes our awards presentation today. Thanks to everybody for spending their time to view this. Hope you got some insight and some information here. If we can't really answer a lot of questions now, but I know that people who have left questions will come back and answer those questions to you directly afterwards. And if you do have questions, you'll certainly be able to, in the follow-up emails, you can ask questions and such of us, and we can all get back to you. But thank you very much for your time, and we hope you enjoyed the 2017 Logix Awards. Congratulations to all the winners, and thank you, and congratulations to all the people who submitted submissions for their fantastic projects, and we hope to see your projects being recognized next year. Thanks to everybody, and good afternoon.